My wife gave our son a different name on the birth certificate, her ex's. When I confronted her, she laughed. Yeah, he's not even yours. What are you going to do? Divorce me? This is a no-fault state. I'm taking half, loser. I didn't say a word. I just got a DNA test, hired a lawyer, and started packing. 3 months later, she was outside my building sobbing, homeless, and begging me to. I, 34M, am still processing how one piece of paper changed everything. It's been just 5 days since my son was born. My wife, Vanessa, 31F, was discharged yesterday, and I was sorting through the paperwork from the hospital, birth certificate, insurance forms, the usual. That's when I saw it, the name on the birth certificate. Not James Taylor, like we'd agreed. Instead, Alexander Reynolds Taylor. Alexander. The name hit me like a truck. That was her ex's name. Vanessa, what's this? I asked, walking into the bedroom where she was resting with the baby. The birth certificate says Alexander, not James. She glanced up, then looked back at her phone. Oh yeah, last-minute change of heart. Alexander sounds better. Alexander. Like your ex. Something shifted in her face. A cold calculation replaced the exhaustion of new motherhood. Surprised you caught that so quickly, she said with a small, ugly laugh. Why would you name our son after your ex? Because he's not our son, Mark. He's Alex's son. The room seemed to tilt. What? You heard me. The baby isn't yours. Alex and I have been seeing each other for about a year. I stared at her, blood rushing in my ears. What are you going to do about it? Divorce me? She laughed coldly. This is a no-fault state. I get half of everything either way, the house, your savings, plus child support. She turned back to her phone. Stay and play daddy or leave and pay. Either way, I win. I didn't say a word, didn't scream, didn't throw things. Just turned around and walked out of the room. My first call was to a DNA testing facility. They could see me tomorrow. Second call was to a law firm specializing in divorce cases. The receptionist heard the urgency in my voice and squeezed me in for a consultation the same afternoon. Jessica Winters was exactly what I needed, experienced, direct, and strategically minded. No-fault divorce doesn't mean what your wife thinks it means, she explained after hearing my situation. It just means you don't need to prove wrongdoing to get divorced. It doesn't guarantee her half your assets, especially with evidence of fraud. Fraud? Paternity fraud. Putting you on the birth certificate of another man's child knowingly, that's fraud. Her admission about taking half your assets shows intent. We can work with that. Jessica outlined a strategy: get the DNA test, gather financial records, especially proof of assets I had before marriage, secure valuables and irreplaceable items, find new housing. Most importantly, don't tip your hand. Let her think she's winning, Jessica advised. The more complacent she is, the better. 3 days later, the DNA test confirmed what I already knew: the baby wasn't mine. I spent the next week securing my most important documents and possessions in a storage unit, researching apartments, and meticulously documenting our finances. Our home was mostly purchased with money from my software business that had sold before we married, premarital asset, Jessica confirmed. This would be critical, she advised, urging me to gather all documentation showing the source of the down payment and mortgage payments. 1 week later, while Vanessa was at her postnatal checkup with her mother, I executed the plan.